Your observation hours are not impressive. I know that that's uncomfortable to hear, but stay with me for a few minutes. Because understanding why changes everything about how you use any hours you have left, or if you need to go get different ones. Because what I'm about to show you is the difference between observation hours that get you rejected or waitlisted and observation hours that get you into OT school. It has nothing to do with the number of hours. Here's how most pre-OT students think about observation hours. Find a setting, find an OT, show up, log the time, get the signature. Repeat until you hit the number you need to get. Most programs require between 40 and 100 hours. Everybody applying has them, which means the hours themselves are not a differentiator. They're just a threshold. A confirmation that you have been in a clinical setting and you've seen an OT. Not a demonstration on what you learned while you were there. And here's the thing that changes how you need to think about every hour you have left to accumulate before you apply, or where you need to start if you haven't started yet. I was on admission committees. I've read a lot of observation descriptions. I've seen a lot of personal statements. But I'm looking, me personally, in my opinion, I'm looking for a professional insight. The applicant who described watching an OT work and feeling inspired. That doesn't tell me much. The applicant who described watching an OT make specific choices and explained how they began to understand what those choices meant. That applicant was beginning to think like a clinician. There are two descriptions. Those two descriptions represent completely different levels of readiness for graduate training. And committees can tell that instantly. Hours are the same. The insight is completely different. So here is what observation hours that actually move a committee look like, and how to get them, even if you still have time before you apply. The difference between observation hours that help and observation hours that just fill the requirement is intentionality. Every observation session should end with you writing down the answers to 4 questions or more if you have more. What diagnosis or conditions did I see? What did I see the OT assess or do, and why? Did I ask them why? What interventions did I see the OT doing? Did I ask them why? What surprised me and challenged me? Those 4 questions turn passive observation into active learning. The answers then become the content of your personal statement, your supplemental essays, your interview answers. There is one more piece of this most applicants completely overlook, and it is the piece that separates good observation notes from great ones. Best observation notes connects what you saw to what you know. You observed an OT working with a stroke patient. Okay, what do you know about that stroke neurologically? What hemisphere was affected? And what does that mean for the patient? What does that mean to his occupations? How did the OT account for that? What would have been different if it was the other hemisphere? That level of connection between observation and underlying science foundation, that's what professional reasoning looks like, and it's a very strong applicant. It demonstrates that your prerequisite work is transitioning to clinical understanding, not just a grade, an actual foundation of your future practice. And here is how all of this connects directly to the 4 criteria I know committees are evaluating, because it touches on all of them simultaneously. Strong observation reflection demonstrates professional reasoning. You are thinking clinically, not just watching. It demonstrates self-awareness. You notice what surprised you and what you did not understand. It demonstrates value alignment. You understand what OT is and actually doing and why it matters. It demonstrates communication. You can articulate complex clinical situations clearly and specifically. 4 criteria, 1 set of observation notes. That is the leverage available to every applicant who approaches their hours with intention. If you want to learn more about this, you're welcome to join my school community, OT Student Leveled Up. only for pre-OT students. And if you want to work with me directly, you can click and join me in my groups. The links are in the description. Good luck.